Hello, and welcome to this presentation of Final Fantasy Randomizers. It's the Melmond Murder Mystery, our fall league here on Final Fantasy Randomizer. I am one of your two hosts, Darkmoon EX, joined in the booth by Luffy, whose name I can finally remember how to say. Luffy, how you doing over there?
Darkmoon, I can't tell you how happy it is that you get my name right. I love you, buddy. Welcome, everybody, to joining us on a wonderful Monday evening. Darkmoon, we got some fun stuff for them tonight, don't we?
We do. This is Fall League is like one of my favorites of the year because each week you're going to be getting a different flag set, a different thing that everyone has to play, and it's fantastic to watch like how the players work through all of this every week and figure out what the heck it is that they're doing week to week when they have to relearn basically everything every week. This week is our showcase of Entrance Shuffle, which has a number of fun things going on with it, which, Loof, if you would like to explain just what's going on.
I can. So, like you said, entrance and floor shuffle, we have entrances shuffles together, floors shuffle together, including dead ends in places, deep Temple of Fiends, town shuffle, mix all entrances together, deep towns. Y'all better be ready to take some notes tonight because we're going to be hunting and pecking and searching for anything we can find out there. But the kicker we're going to talk about real quick, some of this scaling. Bosses, 100 to 300% clamped. So this is going to be kind of nasty here for the guys when they get to Temple of Fiends. It's going to be something.
I will tell you, I have played this flag set 3 times so far, and every time I've done this particular flag set, my strategy has been, oh my god, the Fiends kill me so bad, I'm just going to go to level 50 on one character.
It's not a bad strategy at all.
It's a legit strategy in this particular flag set right here, because the Fiends hit hard. Well, and like because of the fact that the shards have like super boosted experience on them, just along with the flag set itself. Like the one that I found was I found a 3 to 4 Agama pack, and I was getting literally 30,000 experience per round.
Yeah,
and it's like yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit on that too. I completely agree. The shards, 50% experience boost at 8 shards, and we're going to be searching for 32. So by the time that they get the 24 shards, we're talking 200% boosting on there. It's going to be, no, my math's bad. 150% boosting. It's still really pretty good.
32 is 8 times 4.
Yeah, you're right. I can't math.
You're good. Yeah. You're fine. It's good. Here. The way I do it is 50% for every 8 equals at 32 shards. Stupid experience.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it's great.
We dropped the gates on our runners about 8 minutes ago, so we got a few more minutes here. Why don't we talk real quick about the teams we have featured on stream tonight? Yes.
Yes. So we do have right now, and I have to go reference the sheet because they have so many wacky names going on right now. Shoom Bobby, is he on your team, Loof?
Shoom Bobby, yes, my good friend Shoom is on our team. Myself, Chanigan, and Pickles and Beer. We are the Temple of Friends.
Revisited.
And revisited.
Rubes is over on the Center for Competitive Forfeiting.
Yes.
Ike here is on 3 Fiends and a Fledgling. That was a new team that was formed pretty recently. A lot of our teams are like ones that we've seen before, but 3 Fiends and the Fledgling, which I totally slurred through. That one joined within the last couple days, and honestly, I think only got confirmation yesterday that they were playing. And then Sonny is on one of our repeat teams, the ONRAC Fish and Game Commission Coastal Edition.
Yeah, so like you said, some repeat joins here, some new teams out there as well. Fall League is a lot of fun. We have teams that have been playing together for a couple years, teams that are just brand new. It's a great little way to showcase not only some of the great things we do here at FFR, but also it's a real good lesson in teamwork and communication here because every racer is going to be racing once per week for the next 4 weeks to see who moves on to those semifinals.
Yes, the way that this works, and this is going to be something we're going to have to discuss again once it's actually going and you see people crossing the line. But we have what we call the bucket system. So when you see the first person cross, whether they're on stream or just in the race room, they start a timer, and here we are running right now. Of course, we have Canaria, and then we have Gaia here. But so once you have the bucket, that first player starts a 1-minute timer, and if anyone finishes right behind them, they'll score the same points as the first player. We'll go over that in more detail, but we've got spells to discuss, which is Bane and Invis 2 from what I saw.
Yeah, hold, slow to, dark, a rub, afer. I mean, ruse, sure. White mage lock. I
Uh-huh.
mean, this
Uh-huh.
this is kind of Bane is fine, but you were hoping for better.
So
Oh,
what I
and
saw here is, well, we've got some really nice swords.
mhm,
Wear and Dragon at +6 and a Rune at +4, all for sale here at Canaria.
mhm.
Depending upon what we find recently, I would probably be buying, even though it's only a +4 in comparison to +6, I'd probably buy the Rune. It's more applicable to most of the enemies we're gonna fight.
I agree. I would buy the
Yeah.
rune for the thief for sure, but the fighter. We'll get onto the blursings thing in a minute as well. That fighter has a new blursing called Hurt Dragon. So that dragon sword +6, that gonna be doing a lot of work.
Uh-huh. Now, thing is, they have on-rack right there, and we have carry right here at Temple of Fiends, so we have a chest to check if we can get past the spike tiles. But
Mhm.
knowing, oh, bones, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just run, it's fine. There was an ice armor and an ice shield at Canaria. Oh, and we have a Bane sword as one of our freebie items.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that Death Touch?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Throwing the Bane out.
So I keep getting distracted. Because Gaia is right there and Gaia has a weapon and armor shop, before I bailed out of Canaria area, Canaria area, that rhymes, I would have done a check of what was at the weapon and armor shop so that when I had some money available to me, I would know what to go buy.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And
Mhm.
Shum here gonna do the meta play, gonna go check and see what we got here at the Fiend.
And then die.
Because surprise, alternate fiends.
I love this flag set. So what the alternate fiends are is instead of the traditional 4 you would expect, we have a whole group of fiends from across the first 5 Final Fantasy games that are swapped in, and they have their own spell sets, their own weaknesses, and they are there to just, make your day a living hell.
Yeah, something that I'm going to point out too here. You see Shumbabi there going in and just taking the fight, getting punched in the face for about 500 damage. Save on game over is on, so he got to keep those levels and that item.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to point out. Also, Rube's going in and tackling this Sky 1 at Matoya, trying to see what was at the shards, if there are any shards they could get, because they could get an experience boost faster. Something to point out, shards are marked.
I see.
You'll see
4.
Yeah. I think it's 5, actually, or 6.
Wow.
It's stupid. So, one thing is, if he can kill any of these, maybe with that Bane sword, or the Bane spell, he'll get a shard. Because it's a marked chest that we know has a shard in it. All the shards are marked. However, just because it's 8 shards at 50% doesn't mean you won't get experience for each shard. It's actually fractional. So any shards you can get right now are going to help you just build up your experience that much faster.
Yep, agreed.
So, by the way, Chime was at the Red D chest at carry. I don't think we mentioned that. Well, Ifrit carry. Still a fire creature, though. That works.
Yeah.
It's thematic.
TNT from the
TNT.
Sages.
Oh, and Rod for sale at Gaia that I saw.
Wow.
So,
All right,
yeah.
3 towns very early on here.
I actually really like having the Rod out of the way early. 1, then I don't have to worry about the Rod block when I get to it. But 2, because of the quote-unquote logic of the game, what little there is to this, it implies the Rod block is going to be coming early, so I know to anticipate it. And there's going to be a lot going on because we've got 4 different people going through this. Sony, of course, doing Sony things and just trying to get through Ifrit, even though Heat's going to spell bad day for them. Also, if you're wondering why Sony's characters look weird, it's because he's using the Castlevania sprite set, so...
I believe that's your spread set, am I right?
It is mine. I didn't want to boast. Oh, we have found Toph here at Elfland with a Katana +1. Well, if anyone can swing that, ready.
Yeah, some of us brought a thief, and we found Waterfall as well. Lots of stuff going on here very early on. Shout out to our 2 trackers, clicking the buttons and keeping us straight here, Cyrinus and Moonrisen Phoenix. Thank you.
So, Sony found a 7,000 experience chest here at Matoya, already automatically level 9 now, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's a shard here as well, but knowing where Matoya is at is also just very nice. And Bane doing work. Did you see that?
I did. Thorhammer, Ruse Stick.
There's some good stuff here.
Yeah, this is interesting.
And Sony gets through that, so that's a shard for him as well. That's good pickup right there.
Yep.
You can see, just from that one chest alone, he's at least 2 levels ahead of everyone else. So worth pointing out, 2 of our parties have taken Fighter Thief White-Black, that would be Sonny and Shum, and 2 have taken Fighter Rainbow of Rubes and Ikir. With how these flag sets are, where do you lean? Do you lean Thief or Red Mage?
I personally lean Thief as well. No surprise that my teammate took a Thief. He preaches that to us quite a bit in our group in conversations. The Thief Blurstings were really just great tonight. They had plus luck, plus agility, but at the cost of minus some hit percent. But I mean, they're going to be great for running, great for getting you going early in the game, and that katana will kind of negate that hit percent. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just fine. And I mean, don't no one not like a katana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll get the timer going because I see it's not going right now.
Thank you. I was looking, but the new tracker, I'm not used to it yet.
You're fine. No worries. There we go. Teamwork right there. Teamwork.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So with these levels, Sonny may actually have an easier time clearing out these shards than everyone else. Point out, he got a Weir Sword +6 there for free. And he did find a Flame Armor earlier +5, I think, at Matoya. So
I believe you're correct, yeah. And we got Mermaids here for Shimbabi as well.
4 points better, and you know we're in ice than the ice armor that we had, and we know where the ice shield is, so that's really good top-tier armor right there.
Yeah, the armor and the weaponry is rolling neutral to +7, and I've seen quite a few +7s already. An Opal +7 also right there in the chest.
So Mermaid's here at, I think, the other elf location, because it's purple, has the ship.
Yep. So we have ship, we have Canal, we have our access outside the inner sea. 7.5 minutes, that's pretty good.
Not bad. That gets you out there. And I mean, you can get, like, we already know where one of the fiends are. Bearing in mind that Lich location and Carry location are worth 2 shards each. Kraken location and Tiamat location are worth 4 shards each. That's 12 of the required 32, and we've seen, God, what, almost 10 so far just lying around here around the Circle C. And Toph is here as well.
Yeah, this is, we'll see. Oh, wow, that's
good experience.
Tasty if we can kill it, but...
Yeah, and they're not exactly susceptible to most of the instant death.
Yeah.
They just don't, they shrug it off and don't care because they're not alive.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get there with this chip damage, depending on their HP, but this does not seem likely.
Well, Iron Gall's proving their name, Irony, taking 2 hits, 2 damage from that fighter.
Yeah. Oh, crit got through there, too. Okay, wow. Wow.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Wow, okay. Color me impressed.
Bad there, yeah.
And a couple of mad ponies in the next box. That's a little bit easier.
They're so mad. So what's over here at Provoca? We may have seen it. Nope, that's Kraken. That's I mean, I don't debate the bounce out because it's not actually going to be Kraken, and you don't know if the instant death that you have is going to work against it. But that's 4 more shards.
Yeah, that's good information right there. So that's 6 shards for fiends, and like I think you said, we've seen at least 8 or 10 shards just kind of laying about. Plus, that looked like it was the ice cave loop there as well somewhere. I think one of our runners found. So this is items and shards abound right now early on.
I mean, we're close to especially if we find the canoe, we'd be close to the point where we could probably finish this game without ever technically leaving the Circle C.
It's pretty wild when you think about it,
isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, we still need our loot. We still need our key. But, I mean, this is interesting.
Crazy fast.
Yeah. Heal pods, tents. Houses, moderately priced, 1,500 right there. I've seen them much cheaper in practices, so that's a little disappointing.
These next with fire and thunder, well, they're not winnable. That's just rude, game.
Feel the thunder. Feel the thunder.
So, I don't think we've actually seen what's past this floor. I think everyone, unless that may have been one of the purples that I thought was Elfland. Let me actually go check and see what our tracker has notes for, if they're tracking locations. They're not. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Fine.
We'll see it again at some point, I'm sure. Roops here, the Mad Lad, trying to take down this Ifrit with Bane and Viz 2 and a swing. We'll see if he can pull this off.
I want to say Ifrit had at least heat
Mm-hmm.
Like, on point for Ifrit.
Yeah. Quite punchy too. I think hit one of our runners for about 500 damage. That just goes to show you what they're in store for.
Fine. Now Bane only has a 3 and 256, I believe, against this Ifrit.
Mm-hmm.
Ifrit using stun. That's what we're supposed to use against carry. That's not fair. Now he does have.
Point out in chat, he does have rub also too.
True, but I believe rub is negated by pro rings, is it not?
It is.
And pro rings were for sale at Canaria.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. This is again why you check those shops.
Rubes pulled it off too. He got through.
Yep. There it is. Very nice. Scratch that off your FFR bingo if you had one.
Yeah.
Is that nice armor?
Flame armor +5. So the first 20 minutes or so of these seeds are just pretty wild. Lots of action, lots of runners kind of getting their feet underneath them, figuring out what's going on. Lots of sea snakes killing our parties, that kind of stuff.
Honestly, right now, as much as I hate lobsters, I'd rather see them in a pack than the sea snakes.
I know, right? And I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, these are some gross sea snakes right here.
Yeah.
But with the Circle Sea open to us, you said we have we do have the canal. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering when one of our players is going to finally bounce out and try and go somewhere else.
I think it'll be relatively soon. I mean, there's no reason to really stick around. I know I saw the ice loop somewhere on Shoom Bobby's screen, so maybe he'll try to get that done before he leaves, but there's really no reason to not venture out and see what else we can see.
Aside from not having the rod, which was at the shop, so he knows where it is, Shoom does currently have the most progression available to any of our players.
I did see him actually buy the rod too when he went and bought heal pots, so he did purchase it.
And just because Shoom doesn't have the fire orb lit doesn't actually mean much of anything. That's just 2 shards, and there's plenty out there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's making a note of those 2 there, and if he makes his way over to Provoca to find Kraken Floor, he'll do the same for that.
So yeah, it is a lot of just watching these players do the same things amongst each other.
Pretty good magic there at level 6 at Crescent. We have Cure 3, which is not terrible to have. Exit, though, is a good one. Rub stun,
once we can cast it.
Zap, too. Yeah.
I don't believe we found Dwarf yet, so that TNT is just kind of sitting there waiting.
Yep. I always get so intrigued to see what these early items turn into later on down the line. If I find a bottle early and it's an hour before I find Gaia, what's that bottle going to turn into? Usually nothing, but it could be everything.
So I'm surprised, honestly, that we haven't found the rod block yet, because that's just, we already have the rod. Oh, Sonny's doing Sonny things.
Yep, there he goes.
There he goes. Look at him go! I mean, if I could kill this Gershark, I would absolutely take this Gershark right now.
Gersharks are always such a tease to me. You feel like they would go down so easy. They're so lucrative in XP, but they can roll north of 500 HP, which always feels terrible.
Yep. And we didn't find a coral, which would have been the perfect thing to use against it. Coral! Oh, you see, he paused for a second. He's like, oh, but this is the good pack.
Yeah. I think no matter what, I always kill Gersharks and Big Eyes.
Yeah. Who do we have today? This is Gilgamesh.
Okay.
Who, for the record, is very punchy in general, and now he's at the Kraken location, and I believe has no weaknesses.
Yep, I don't think so.
Yep, so...
Invis 2 in a dream, here we go.
I mean, as long as he stays casting Fire 1, and he stays punchy with the Invis 2, Flash is not a big deal.
Guardian Marcus say in chat, weak to time. Interesting. We saw Zap, but it was level 6, and we do not have access to that yet.
I'm going to go check the Alternate Fiends guide. Let me go see. We have a whole page on the wiki about this. And weakness is time. If we had Zap, that would be good. We don't.
Well, we do. We
Did
just can't use it yet.
Sonny get bounced?
Yep, Sony got bounced.
Okay, he'll be back. As soon as we have, trust me, the second he has Zap, he'll go kill Gilgamesh with it. That's just his way. But he has the knowledge, and that's actually very important.
Johnner79 chat. Yes, Zap is a time elemental spell.
It's one of the few time elemental spells in the game, in fact.
Yeah, that actually works too.
Well, yeah. Yeah. There is that.
Wow.
We got Marsh Bottom here at not Toph, Melmond. I don't know why I said Toph.
Another item here too.
Another item. And more shards, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I always hate it when I do that. I take an overstep right at the door, and I'm like, oh, there's a wasted step. Thanks, game.
Yep.
So as we said, though, Shum was actually the first one to make it outside the temple or the Circle C.
Mm-hmm.
Thorhammer's good for this. Thorhammer's actually good for this, yeah.
Pretty tasty trap tile. If we can get through this, make sure they don't have, vanilla death touch or anything. Oh, yeah,
south of 100.
Yeah.
But we've killed one, so yep, the Black Mage runs.
And a cube.
So there's the other block taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Now if Shum runs into anything because he picked up the rod block, doesn't have to worry about getting stymied by the dungeons themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether he gets stymied by the monsters, that's another matter.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation entirely.
That's just Final Fantasy.
That's right. Have you played this game before?
That's the Final Fantasy special right there. And what we have here is a tent.
Double iron goal here for Iker, so double your fun, double your iron goal.
Has the roost stick as well. I mean, there's a part of me that if I was playing this, would be like, please, kill all my other characters. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Invis 2 and roost stick, I mean, it might take us a minute to get there, but we can crit our way through this. It is possible.
Mm-hmm. Start punching my red mage. Come on. Just start punching my red mage.
Oh, check it out. Shum with the greed check here on Marsh's second floor. This chest right there has become very popular over the last, say, 8 months of the game or so. Ribbon +4.
That's lovely right there. Mm-hmm. It's one that I don't normally check, but that is a good one to check for just that reason. And he did pull out that ribbon and finds Lich right behind here at Titan's East area. 2 more shards for him to add to his collection.
Yep.
Iker, meanwhile, got 15 grand off of that chest because only his fighter survived. Now he's level 18, 17, something like that.
18, and look, that is a fantastic Basil Bub spread right there. I love it. That is great.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. Well done. All right, so quick shard recap. I think I saw Iker with 2 or 3. Rubes, last I saw, had 6. Shum had 10. Let's check Sony next time he menus.
For those who are curious, Beelzebub weak to lightning, so that Thor hammer you got is actually the right thing to use here. And if you're wondering where we came up with these stats and spells, they are loosely based on the things that the characters are weak to and can cast in their original games.
Sony with an 8 shard total, and that makes 12 there for Shum Bobby stepping on the tile.
A small lead, but a lead nonetheless, and that's one that can snowball because of the experience bonuses.
Yep. And he's still, I don't think they killed the carry floor fiend, and they definitely didn't go after the Kraken floor fiend, so.
Nope. Crown and the Oxyale here at the Royals, which having Toph so early is nice because we got to check what the princess had.
Yep. And that's all of our dungeon access items. Chime, Cube, Rod, Oxyale. So we have access and won't get blocked by any floor here. Just the fiends, like you were saying.
You are right. We have a green dungeon here that is the ice loop. Where was Waterfall at?
Waterfall was... Where was Waterfall? Very close to there. Maybe Northwest Castle?
Yes. Well, one is Northwest, then the ice loop then would be Marsh, or vice versa.
Yep. So, one or the other.
Yep.
Agama floor here for Shum Bobby over at, I believe he went to either Onrak or top bottom of Cardia.
When I'm shard hunting, I actually really like finding this floor because generally there's plenty of shards to find, although so far none for Shum.
Yeah, ooh, that feels bad. That 5-box room is empty.
Yeah,
But
except
to a degree, second ribbon.
Suddenly I don't think Shum feels so bad.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Silver helmet +7, silver shield +6. If he doesn't have anything better, those would be nice to have.
Yeah, that'll do the job.
Things you can throw on your thief when you upgrade them.
Yep, exactly.
I'll take things you can throw on your thief when you upgrade them for 400 Alex.
And flame sword +4. We're gonna do some swapping. Can't use that wear sword on the thief though, so.
Flame sword +3.
Yeah.
We've seen better.
Tony about to pick up, I believe this was the Canal here at Mermaids. No, we got the Canal from the robot. What was this?
Yeah.
This is the ship, yep.
Ship. So this will get Sonny his access, and knowing Sonny, if he hasn't already fully explored everything, he's going to bounce out and start doing the outer world at this point.
Yep.
About 4 minutes behind Shum.
Yeah, 20 minutes feels like around the time frame in most of my practices that I've been getting out of the inner sea, so this is on par with what I would expect to see.
Did find a wizard stick. If any of the fiends we have are weak to status, that would certainly help that out.
Yeah, wizard stick casts Confuse, which is super useful against Carrie when we are fighting Carrie, but she's not here today. Rube's up to 11 shards now. Ew, gross. Gross.
Sonny finding the double iron gall, of course, has to take it.
Of course.
Has to. Chime for Ikir.
Yeah,
Why do gargoyles always suck?
they're just the worst, aren't they?
They are. Oh, with hold too. That's just
Sleep
thanks,
and
game.
hold. Wow.
I think he's getting through it at this point, but still, those are some nasty status goils.
Okay, bottle for Shum Bobby here at Cardia Incentivize here, which is the 7 or 8 chest floor. We do know where Gaia is, plus there is another shard.
Yeah, I think I do some of the other areas around here before I do this turn-in, but I'm gonna back pocket that bottle knowing it's out there.
Yep.
Like, there's a chance that it's floater, but like I still feel like I need to just go check some other things before I loop back over to turn that bottle in. Just because bottle is so deep into the inner sea.
The convenience factor that Gaia right there is at the first level of an entrance, though, is just really sweet. And Sonny with a cheeky trap tile check there finds a bunch of Gurmaduces. That could be tasty if he wants to get some levels at some point.
Yeah. Once you can survive anything they might have, get some decent armor and stuff on you. The mage stick that we know everyone has at this point because it was, I think, on Mermaid floor.
Yeah.
That's the perfect thing to use to kill them off.
Yep.
Like that is my kill all my other characters, sit there with a fighter, let the fighter just decide to do, whatever fighter does. Yep.
And we have Titan West at Cardia top.
But no Ruby.
No Ruby, but there is an item there that the Titan is holding behind his stout frame.
Mirage 2 here at OnRack.
10 more boxes in this floor.
I mean, personally, I might have taken that vampire fight just for a little more experience.
I mean, you got some AoE with the Thor hammer and the mage stick. It's free, but I mean, I know it's going through his head. He wants to look at the boxes before he does any kind of fighting on this floor.
Yeah. Or not. Or just move on. And then armory here. So an armory floor into an armory.
Okay, that's pretty good payoff right there. He's doing exploration. He's just going to keep diving.
I think we have a tower here.
We do, and we got another floor full of boxes.
And a split.
Wow, okay.
Well, this is where everything's going to be at this point.
Yep.
And there's Sarda. Sarda having what for us today?
What do you got, Grandpa?
Back in my day, we took this ruby and we liked it.
That's convenient.
It is right here. Well, I mean, it's what's the joke? Every time you go to Sarda, when you have the airship, he has the ruby, and then you will go one cave entrance up. He's doing his thing, just in a different location.
Yep.
Yep. The lazy ruby turn-in. It's just right there. And
Into a dead end. Wow.
That is the kindest split I have ever seen.
Yeah, that's lucky right there. I've seen those dungeons go another 6 layers deep, and boy, does that feel bad.
But no, Shoom lucks into one that doesn't have anything behind it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I see how it is. I see. Rube skipping what we know as the ribbon chest.
Yeah, I think he thought about it, but he changed his mind.
I mean, my reasoning is I'm probably going to see March Top somewhere else. I'll get that whatever's in that chest eventually.
Yep, also fair.
But then I've also just dived into Topher and these flags with absolutely no ribbons and a prayer. So sometimes you just gotta let the save the frames and go with your gut.
Yeah,
That's a flame demon kill the Ifrit. Thank you. For Ikea right there, which the trackers have marked. And we've got Rubes up against Beelzebub. See if Rubes knows that lightning is the way to go. Well, I don't know that it matters when you're doing 567 per hit.
Yeah.
Just fight, wait. Oh, never mind. Well,
we get through anyway. Okay.
Beelzebub's still not able to stop them. Level 20 is getting in there for Rubes. Yep. 2 more shards. Sunsword plus 7.
Wow. Not much crit on that, but that's a really great weapon to kind of have right here just to swing around.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to keep on my fighter until I find, like, a Maza or an Excal. And if I never find that, well, I have that katana in my back pocket. I'll just wait for class change.
Yep. You can't finish this game with that Sunsword plus 7. That would absolutely work. It would just... You really need the crits to get through.
I mean, with the fasts, with tempers, you can make that Sun Sword actually be an endgame sword if you had to.
You can make that work.
I think Shoom's currently at 13 shards.
I believe so, yeah.
This will be 14. Slimes are nice.
Slimes, yeah. Mage Stick and Thorhammer should be able to get through.
I'll admit that I keep missing it, but I haven't seen what is actually at the ice loop. I will check what the trackers have said.
It was the slab.
Slab? Okay. Well, that's useless until we find Melmond and Lufane. Okay, this is the rare entrance shuffle where we haven't seen Melmond and Lufane yet, and we're 30 minutes in.
Yeah, interesting.
That's weird. Usually one or both shows up almost immediately.
Yeah, because they do absolutely nothing for you.
Right? Yeah. And you're like, great game. When am I getting the slab now? Thank you. Okay, so we have 13 shards over on Rube's side, because I just noticed that. Rube's being kind and not menuing so fast that I can't see anything he's doing.
I will actually correct myself and say Lefane is not completely useless, because we do have the Lefanian Superstore on for these flag sets. So.
And that's why the game is delaying it.
Oh my god. 3rd ribbon for Shoom Bobby here in greater than
Okay, we get it. You're in the lead. You can stop now.
Just go off. I can hear him laughing from here.
When he comes back and watches it, he'll be joking about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Also worth pointing out that 3 ribbons is not the max we're going to find here. There is potential to find, as many as the game decides to give us, because treasure is randomized.
Yep. Saberbonk somewhere along the line as well pick up there. So this is pretty kitted out right here.
It is. Now we'll take some vampires. Yeah, there we go.
No reason not to here on the way out.
Sunsword doing Sunsword things against the undead.
Yep.
And that'll be a pretty amount of experience. Almost $3,000. It's good.
Not bad. Level 19, I think, across the board right there.
I will say the one thing I would really prefer is to find Lefane with all its magic shops after I've class changed.
Yeah, I agree. Or at the very least, have it be surface level somewhere and not somewhere deep.
Yeah.
We're just going to go turn in that ruby right away. We're going to skip out on Waterfall entrance. I can't say I blame him here.
No
I kind of
Canoe.
want to see where this room. Oh yeah, no Canoe. You're
No
right.
Canoe. This is
Maybe.
pretty much one of the only. It's this or go to the Mirage Tower.
Yeah. Or have we seen Ordeals proper?
No. And there's the herb, but no elf castle to turn it into.
Yeah, we can't even see Ordeals either because no Canoe.
No Canoe.
Wow. Yeah, it's looking
Right.
like a Mirage Tower. Looks like our stop here, depending on when this wormhole goes.
Now, if Shoom gets the kind of luck I get, I've gone through the wormhole only to end up at. Well,
Yep,
he ends
volcano.
up at nothing. Never mind.
That feels right.
That's just that's fine. I've had it where I end up at Sarda area, and then I have to walk, and Lufane is like the entire walk away, and then of course I have to go and do a slab turn in there later. It's just like, game, what are you doing to me?
We're gonna get this bottle turn in, I think, here from Shoom to see what this is. This could be our Canoe. This could be somewhere else we're going. Never mind.
I bet on Canoe behind it at this point because there's really unless we haven't actually checked Crescent.
I don't think we have yet.
But there's not a lot of locations left to do stuff, and if Crescent doesn't have the money, then Canoe basically has to be behind that turn-in.
Yep. All right. Here's a really good floor as well. Robot
good stuff,
floor.
Yeah. As I always like to say, Sky 3 provides. I would take this. This is.
Yep.
Oh, no, what are you doing? Take that fight. Okay, well, hold on. No, instead you get gargoyles. They're just. And they ambush with sleep and stun. Oh,
these 3 ribbons are going to pay off now, though.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Nope. Shrug that right off.
Gargoyle's so rude this seed.
They're all over the place here today.
Yep, they show up everywhere.
No, Sonny's also at this location right now.
Yep.
I just note, I looked away and I looked back and Sonny's right here. Sonny loves going and exploring the outside areas around the Circle C, so this is totally his kind of play. Not sure if Shoom checked anything besides that 6-pack room.
He did not. He checked the 4-pack room at the top, and he was looking at the next level. Saw the seafloor and double back.
Shadows are an easy kill. Sonny bounces out and saves, comes back in.
We still have not seen any level 2, 3, or 4, or even 5 magic yet, have we?
It is all buried. Presumably behind the floater. Because this game is rude sometimes. Yep.
I think Shoom's up to 20 shards for Shoom Bobby. See if we can get a look at Sawney here next time through. Oh, Sea Snacks.
And in case you're wondering, they will need to find the Canoe as well as the floater to get up in the air. The game will not let them up that easy.
Yep, we do not have the Ryukon Desert dock on, so they need to. There's Onrak. Okay, level 7 magic. Still no other good magic.
Thanks, game.
Wow.
Although, if Deep Towns are on, we could find any other town beneath Onrak.
We certainly can, because we do have that Oxio.
Yup. Well, heal and Ailip. Thanks, game.
Yeah.
Ice and Confused. Wow, Onrak magic is just a total winner right there.
Yeah, we're leaning toward level 2, 3, 4, 5, though, having some pretty good stuff.
That's nice to see. Got one of the filler volcano floors beneath. And then... Earth 2.
6 boxes on this floor.
With a spike tile that we'll want to check.
Yep.
Oh, a sandworm chest. Lovely.
Nice. Tasty.
Did someone order sandwich delivery? Don't forget to tip. We'll experience some gold a shard. Not bad. Not exactly what he was looking for, but not bad.
I'll take it. It's okay.
Yeah. I hear, of course, getting the business from gargoyles because, wow, gargoyles today.
Gargoyles are the real enemies of this seed.
If I didn't know that Danny didn't roll this seed, I would think this was a Danny seed.
Hey, okay, we have that herb. We can turn this in.
The The real friends are the gargoyles we killed along the way.
That's right.
There's the adamant 4 dwarves we can't visit yet.
Wow, at least we have our one-stop dwarf kit, though. We don't got to worry about doubling back there. There's something to be said for that.
There's something we've said for finding a really nasty pack that could kill you, but
Yeah.
with 3 ribbons, Shoom's not dying on this floor.
No, he hasn't checked the bottom room here, too. I wonder if he's going to do that.
Yeah, there
And
he goes.
If he
There he
bought
goes.
exit, he's got to have levels on his white mage to use exit by now.
Oh, and red gargoyles with,
Nice.
ambush, because
Yeah,
they can't be outdone by the gargoyles.
yeah. I still find it so frustrating that gargoyles are not weak to ice. I don't
Right.
understand.
What's the R even for? There's
Yeah.
our rod block over at the early chime location that we also
Okay.
found.
Okay.
So, yep, the game was telling us where to go. Sonny basically already happy with what gear he has. He is now simply checking chests. $18 shards for Rubes. 6 still for Ikir.
Shoom saving at the Inn of Shame over here.
Yeah, I think Sonny had houses, so he just went out and used one of them instead.
Mhm.
Okay, +7's not bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's decent gear. Like you feel like the game randomized its treasure low today.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way too.
Like ambush on airs here. Sonny's gonna take this one.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good XP if they rolled in the decent range. Plus that swing is going to really hurt.
But yeah, Thief is cooking with that sword right now.
Mm-hmm. We got Lord Goober in chat. Just rolled one of these and found houses for 303 gold. Dirt cheap. That is really nice.
That's what you want to see.
Yep. Alright, how much XP? 3,500 or so. Level 21 across the board for Shoom. I think he's at 23 or 24 shards, so wow, we are a Kraken Floor
cooking.
Fiend kill, and if he didn't kill Kelly Floor Fiend, he just needs those 2 fiends, if I'm mathing right.
He's at 24, 6, that would put him at 30.
Yeah.
So he'd still just need 2 more shards, but that's not hard to find.
Yeah, and we are still loot looking and key looking.
Yes, that's the unfortunate thing here. We have not found. We found. Oh, there's.
Does Sonny have tail?
I don't think he has tail, but you can fight the 2 dragons here if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So he does not want, or he does not know. But so
Okay.
basically, behind whatever that mess was down here at
Chime location.
Mirage was just the tail.
Mm-hmm.
So I
don't
guess
think
we're
we
still
can-
looking for that.
Shoom still
Bottle
hasn't turned in
turn-in?
bottle. Yeah, he's here at Ice Cave. He's gonna pick up his slab, but that bottle turn-in, that's got to be our canoe at this point,
Yeah. It's weird to think that the entire game is gated behind that bottle.
right?
With how much we actually could do,
Yeah,
that's pretty much the way it is.
yeah. 40 minutes in here, we've basically cleared everything that is not canoe or floater lock.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have turned that bottle in until just now also. Like, you have to sail all the way into the Circle C to turn that in. It's just too far.
Yeah. The only thing that would have made me consider it before doing a few different things is the fact that Gaia was surface level. But to your point, are you really going to go out of your way to do 1 turn in?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Yeah, it definitely looks like 8 shards left for Shoom there.
Yeah.
But until we find key and loot, that's not entirely meaningful.
Yep. And I think I saw Sonny at 18 shards right there.
Most of them are up around the 18 range at this point. I think Ikir's the one that's behind might be at 8 now, but I think that's also in a large part because of the dungeons they've hit at, and some of them have just been like shard confetti.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just because they're behind by like 12 shards to everyone else, all it's gonna take is like 1 dungeon floor.
Yep. I keep trying to figure out why Shroom doesn't use exit. I don't think he bought it yet.
Well, it's also level 6.
Yeah, but I mean, Sonny has charges of it. Shroom should have charges of it.
Oh.
That is 8 shards for Iker right there, and picking up that Ribbo.
Do not mind the Ribbo. Ribbo 4 still has not turned in that bottle that I can tell.
No, we're gonna go. Okay. Well, we're gonna find Bahamut at the bottom of this and be disappointed we don't have our tail.
Right. I mean, that is Final Fantasy Randomizer right there. Just disappointment.
It is, in a nutshell.
The disappointment simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Who you chatting at over there?
I was just talking to Chanigan.
You and your mechanical keyboard, I can hear that.
Fair.
So Bones for the Agama, that is definitely a downgrade.
Yeah. Alright, you know Sawney pretty well. You've been inside his ear and in the same room as him. Is he turning in that bottle right now?
Well, I think he pretty much has to because he's already done everything.
Yeah, I'm dying to know what this is.
Yeah, he's pretty much explored everything the same way that Shroom has, but he did it from the other direction.
Yep.
Which is in large part just because of the practice he and I have done during co-op league. So he'll check this location, obviously, because he's here.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't have Ruby. Hasn't gone to on-rack yet, so he's thinking right now, do I turn in or do I go to on-rack? And he is inclined... Normally, he's already defying me. He is inclined normally to not go and do on-rack until he's got the canoe to check all the other stuff here. But, you know, just Sawney things.
Mm-hmm.
So it still puts Shroom in the position to be the first to turn in the bottle.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what entrances we have left here. We have Seam Volcano as Titan's East, so that's fine. We have Ice Cave entrance still outstanding. We have all of the airship locked locations still outstanding, and Waterfall.
And unfortunately, we have had one runner drop from the race so far. Power outage knocked out their computer and their save file. So GG's to them all the same. We will actually reveal who that was once we actually start having people finish across the line.
Okay, I have the race room minimized, so I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna hang on to that one.
Fine. You're fine. I want to instill mystery so we see it happen.
Yep.
But GG's to them for participating. We understand that these things happen sometimes.
Yeah. Yep. That happened to me a couple years ago in Fall League as well. That's when I learned how to local record. And with a power outage, that does nothing even for you. That feels twice as bad. So sympathies.
Shroom parking at the Provoca Upper Northern Dock. That little peninsula off the isthmus.
I love that move.
So he's wandering over here. He's going to do the bottle turn and just walks right past Kraken. Does not care.
Yep.
I would not be surprised, though, to see him come back through and take out some of the other fiends while he's here.
Yeah.
It's just,
This feels like some good routing here. I like this. I like the save right here. This has got to be our canoe.
You'd think. If not, we're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
So that opens up Waterfall and Ordeals, and then the two areas over by Crescent, specifically Ice Cave and Volcano.
Yep. With Volcano being Titan's East as well, Ice Cave is really our only interest there.
I gotta say, with and we already know what Volcano is because it's a Titan location.
Yep.
So that's just Ice Cave. I think I'm checking Ordeals and Waterfall first before I bother with Ice Cave.
I agree. I think that's, two locations in the same general vicinity compared to one. I agree with that.
And one with a long sail with monsters.
Yep.
Yeah. No. That ice area can wait until we get Floater. Naturally, Floater's going to be there, but it can wait.
Yeah, that's going to be our dwarf cave with the 2 turn-ins. That's going to be Floater and Key. Watch.
Oh, yes. And see, Ikir's already up to 11 shards. They just need to go to the right dungeons to get those. It's already picking up steam for them.
Yeah, it's going to snowball. The Saber Bonk looks like it was inside the greater than less than room, so most of our runners in that all will pick that one up.
Well, with the shards right there that they want to get anyway, there's no reason not to. You're going to come into this room, you're going to see the shard, you're just going to clear all the boxes. You have to feel really good about your loadout to skip 10 easy boxes right there.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, with that said, had this been one of those rare instances where a black belt had rolled into this, I think it's a 1 in 12 chance, isn't it?
I mean, if it's a 1 in 12, I haven't seen it happen.
I'd have to go check
that.
Let me go double check the flags to see if the black belt even has a chance. I know we have so many flag sets here, but I think it's like if the black belt can show up, it would be at party forced.
Oh no, they're banned.
No black belt whatsoever on this flag set. So yeah, you're checking chests because you want the gear. Must be 2 weeks from now when the black belt is 1 in 12 guarantee.
Yep.
Or your money back. If unhappy with your black belt, return unused portion for a full refund.
Yep. Rube's picking up his adamant as Iker clearing out this floor here full of shards and stuff in Volcano.
Sorry, I started doing my legalese crap. I heard in my head, if your ruse stick lasts more than 4 hours, consult your doctor.
We got Jerkbirds here, Perilous with Thunder as well.
Oh, yeah, that's gross. Let's not fight them again.
Nope. Usually you see them like, oh, sweet, this is like an easy 2000 experience. Nope, not today.
No.
Not today.
He exits out. He's like, good. Yeah.
Shum at 24 shards exactly right here. Going to pick up 4 more from... Who was here? Was this Gilgamesh?
Gilg was at Kraken, yes. He of the mighty swords.
Yes.
The Excalibur included.
Rubes with their canoe.
So that's the second person that we know has the canoe. Sonny, despite having the item that would get him there, doesn't yet. But he's got a lot of clearing left to do from the look of his tracker. But while it's going on, let's go see how Shooms does against our Gilgamesh.
We got him. Bane's coming out and Viz 2's coming out. Bane, I think you said 3 and 256 to hit here. No! Bane hits!
Well, he's weak to Zap. I don't know. And this is something for the devs to discuss. And despite the fact that I'm on the dev team, I'm not one of the devs that does this. I don't know how much of their weakness carries through from the original location. But considering the fact that I had a different monster, I think, can't remember who it was. I think it might have actually been an Ifrit, who was at Kraken location that I managed to brack in like 2 turns. I think at least some of their original weakness is carried over to their location because they know it's like the basic stats carry over.
Right.
So Bane and Zap would be his weaknesses there. So it's a possibility. So with the
find both of us going to Ice Cave.
Yeah, well, he's your partner. That's your problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Sonny's defying me, you know.
Rubes, finding Provoca. Finally look at level 2 magic. Harm 2, Fog 2. Meh.
I feel good that we didn't get that sooner. Okay.
Yeah, black magic. What do we got? There we go.
Nuke. There it is.
Okay. Plus lock
Nuke,
2.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep. That's fine. Anyone who took the red mage might feel like they won bingo tonight.
Yep.
Why didn't I just take another black mage? What's this white mage doing for me? We're going to see what BK has here.
There's Melmond.
So we can do our slab translation. Still need Lufane, though, to actually do the turn-in.
I have a feeling it's going to be
Crystal.
Marsh Bottom. Watch.
So, Crystal here. How much we want to bet that's Floater?
It's going to be Floater or Key or Chime or Loot because we're running out of items that matter.
Yep. Oh, that was Provoca at Waterfall, too.
Yep.
So anyone that actually went and did the big brain play of the second they got the bottle, they immediately went and turned it in. could very well have a big old lead over everyone else.
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, you got a decision to make in these flags. Do you go and you continue exploring, or do you do these one-off turn-ins? And I tend to pick the wrong answer. Tonight, the one-off turn-in would have been the right one.
Well, I think part of the problem is, and I'm gonna double check the flags here. I think it's with the key item turn-in, and this is relatively new to everyone here, so it can catch some people off guard. Let me double check on this. Because how the items drop and the progression for them can be shifted. It's predictive key item placement. So just to read that off, more powerful algorithm that does not rely on a fixed item order. This allows for more flexibility and allowing early fetch quests or opening a seat up with the canoe instead of the ship. So in this particular instances, the predictive, I think, wanted you to follow your fetch quests and do your turn-ins. And anyone that did would have been rewarded with the canoe early and now the floater early by following what the game wanted you to do.
This is getting so spicy here. Shoom finding Tiamat floor about to be in Shard Go mode without their key or loot. And Rube's about to be the first in the air.
And that's a huge deal right there for them. Because being able to get up in the air, you can go check Gaia location, which is a straight flight down, but clearly they're not going to. Because no one listens to the commentators,
we were thinking Ice Cave would be the last place they're going. Everybody's going to Ice Cave.
I don't mind Rubes doing this, because he can fly here.
Yeah.
It's fine if Rubes wants to fly here. I just wouldn't take the canoe over here. But I'm not playing this scene.
Yeah, this is not my scene. Yeah, I can lament at what my partner's doing all night long, but...
Well, watch, I'm going to wander around like an idiot when I actually have to play on Saturday, so... But you can fly down to Gaia immediately. You can fly down to Lufane right after, and I feel like those would be my first two steps. Oh, yeah. Except for, unless you wanted to go do Sarda area first.
Sarda and Titan West,
those two were, yeah. Rubes didn't do any of those. So
no, Ice Cave. I mean, proximity-wise, Ice Cave is in the same distance, air quote, as the Lefane and Gaia area, so it's fine. But I mean, the decisions our runners are making there are definitely clashing with what I would do. So I find this quite fascinating.
Now, Thony did eventually go and do that canoe turn-in. Looks like he has some other items that he hasn't gotten that other people have, but he is at least following some of the progression there. But even he, too, is like, you know where I want to go? Ice Cave.
Yeah, Ice Cave sound really good right now.
I don't get it. I just don't.
So that right there is Shard Gomo for Shoom Bobby at the 5320 mark.
I don't know what his levels are, though.
22.
Ooh, I am going nowhere near Topher with those levels.
I mean, we do have Short Temple of Fiends, so we do have that going for us, but definitely not feeling any kind of comfort with that sort of levels here.
So here's my worry, and Shoom probably is going to show me up and show why I shouldn't have worried at all. But here's my worry. He is at Shard Go mode. He only cares about key items now, which not only means that he's not going to be probably checking other chests, but he also doesn't need to check spike tiles anymore. So unless he's found a good grind, I don't know where he's going to get any levels he needs for this really grody Topher.
I don't know, but he's going to start checking these canoe lock locations as well as we're checking ordeals next.
A good call. It's nothing. Thanks, Gabe. Yep. Yep, that's great.
Rube's finding TMF floor as well. Yep.
No, we're good.
All right, so going to Waterfall, gonna get his magic, so this will feel pretty good here.
His nuke. He's gonna get his nuke.
And he's gonna get his crystal as well, so this will point him in the direction of getting the floater. But Rube's about to take on Odin, I believe, was here, as Sawney, the same thing, with a war mech. Yeah, Odin naturally is going to be weak to lightning. I don't even have to look it up, but I will afterwards. Yeah, look, lightning. That's what it was. And he's the one that dumps a bunch of these status effect spells into the pool, because he's a jerk. Yep.
Yeah. Now, we will also go over the skills and spells once we get to the Temple of Fiends Revisited and let you know what is actually going to be in the pool. Because it's not the same spells, so that is the thing.
It definitely expands, so to speak.
And because their spells will all be shuffled amongst themselves, that could be quite the thing.
Yeah, it can turn into a real big pile of nope pretty quickly.
That is, I think, the best way to put that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, there could be a whole myriad of insta-death spells coming at our runners. There's a whole lot of crap out there that can just be all shuffled together.
So Rubes is 5 shards off from go, is in the air, has 4 levels on Shumbobby, and is actually going to be 1 shard away from go without actually having the key items he needs, of course.
Fascinating. Whoever finds Dwarf Cave first is really going to be able to finish this game.
I think you're right. I think, and Rubes is in the position to do it because he's in the air.
Shum going to turn in this crystal, I think, right here. This is good. This was
good. Puts him in a good position. This is going to get him to the point. I still worry about his levels, though.
I do, too.
Deeply. Yeah. Sonny is doing some good work staying alive against Odin right here. Just do whatever he can to layer some damage on. Unfortunately, I don't see him with the Thor. Can double check that when the white made. No, there's the Thor right there. 78 damage. That's not bad off of a Thor hammer. I'd take it. I think the fighter is literally punching for 80 damage. No, there it is. He has the sword. I didn't see it the first time. There. Ooh, there you go, fighter. You got the kill. Kill steal.
25 for Sonny here, too. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's low. Well, no one's gone for their grind tile yet. I don't know how much these people... that's rude of me. I don't know how much the players have practiced, is my one concern. So if you come into these blind, you might sit there going, I could take out a Temple of Fiends at level 28.
I mean, you can try. You can try.
First seed I played, I wandered in, got to the Kraken, which was Jin, and he destroyed my fully kitted fighter for over 1,200 damage. Yeah. And I was sitting there going, I need levels. Yeah, I need a lot.
They punch very, very, very hard.
God. Like, I need a class change, I need levels. I hurt.
All right. Earth floor here, or affectionately named the Earth Armory at Sarda location, into Sky Maze.
Earth 4 is a nice floor to find, especially if you are still looking for stuff. Stum, though, doing exactly what I was predicting, not doing any of that.
Yeah, he's just looking for Dwarf Cave right now. That's tends to be, I think, what we're looking for. Dwarf Cave is going to probably have, well, it has some combination of tail, key, and loot. Those are the only items left.
Pretty much. Rubes has just taken out the last of his 4 fiends. Still 1 shard off, but they're all over the place. You'll find one. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. And Rubes is at least at like level 28. He might be able to squeak through.
Oh, here we go.
Like that. But there's a Masa. Okay. Well, that's nice.
Yeah. All right, we like that.
Your thief can actually now do some really stupid damage.
Wow, if this is gonna be tail, where's our
oh my god, tail. Where do we go? Okay, it's loot.
Okay, it's the loot.
What is still available to us?
Northwest Castle we're missing still.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else is incentivized here? Ice Cave, Ordeals, Marsh, Titan's Trove we've seen.
We haven't seen Ordeals.
Sea Shrine. Yeah, you're right. It's Ordeals. And it is
Northwest.
Yep, Northwest. Okay.
So
and we've seen both splits already.
The other's gonna have the tail. I think you do both.
You have to do both. Yeah, we've seen both splits already too. So they're going to be in 2 different locations.
And as pointed out, we haven't seen Lefane yet. So.
Yep. Or Elflin for that matter.
Right. Yeah, as Guardian Marcus is pointing out, all those entrances are probably sitting at the Cardia Islands.
Yep.
Which would have been my next stop after doing Gaia and Lefane, because you're in the air.
Yep.
So, if anyone has done that, they could be finishing soon. But I do also worry how many of them blazed through the seed and then got caught unawares by how bad the levels are for Topher.
Yep. Okay, there's Temper. I've been waiting to see Temper. Elflin found at Cardia Small.
Brack, too late. Also
Yeah.
Temper. Thanks for that, Brack. I'm no longer going to use game.
Mm-hmm.
Fade would have been nice a while ago.
Fade, night learnable too, but not gonna really matter for us here.
And you gotta love the harm 4 with the Fade. So even if you were inclined to like let your white mage cast magic of the harms that could damage everyone, why would you in that case?
Mm-hmm.
Life and Heal 3, very pretty. That's actually useful. And again, I think learnable by a variety of people.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't check Black?
No, he did
Maybe
not
comfortable with what he has?
Well, with Fade and Lock and
got
Fast and Nuke, you don't really need anything else.
Yep. Nuke, Temper, Fast, you're done.
Mm-hmm. For argument's sake here, we will say it was Fire 3, Warp, Quad X, and Blind.
I think someone's checking what the trackers found out for us.
Shout out
There's
to our trackers.
Astos. Astos down gives us the key.
That's it. That's going to
That
be go
is
mode for Rubes
technical
once he
go
finds...
mode once. Yeah. Once he goes to Dwarf Cave, that's technical go mode if he wants to do it.
That means Ordeals is our tail.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, and that's rough because like on the one hand, I want a class change, but Rubes doesn't have that Mazda, so he's going to. I think if I'm Shum, maybe I don't.
Second Saber Bonk here for Shum. Gonna pick this up.
Well, yeah, I would. That's
Why not?
smart.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, you've got two warriors that can swing things.
And Shum with the Lefenian Superstore here. You'll love to see it.
Oh, I'm sure Rubes is going to get the Mazda Guardian. My point was more that Rubes would dig this thing to get the tail out. I don't know if Shum would dig this to get the tail out if he finds the key and loot first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Shum is in a position with that Mazda where he could try to dive without, like, doing a class change.
Yeah, he can take that Masa to the end game.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, all the armor we found is fighter armor in shops.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no reason to class change a fighter that's going to swing a Mazda and has, like, a Saber Bonk and has been fasted. Like, there's just no point. Rube showing us why maybe looking for Warp at level 4 would have been good.
Yeah.
Not to rub it into Rubes, but man, he is lost in this dungeon right now.
Alright, Shum finally heading over to the Cardias himself here. Still looking for his key.
Rubes is a much better player than I am, so I'm just putting that out there. It's all out of love, Rubes. Don't worry.
Yep. So Rubes should find... I'm willing to bet there'll be one shard for him sitting here, too, if he hasn't picked up that last shard.
Which is another reason for him to come in here and do this dungeon. Oh, Shum is doing it because he didn't get his key yet.
Yeah.
So that solves that problem. The riddle of the turn order. We don't get to see Shum try to go without class change.
Mm-hmm.
Although he may still decide that the Mirage area is just too deep a dive for Bahamut. If he feels pressured to finish.
Yeah.
Because it's an hour 4 for them. Even though they're technically 10 minutes back right now. But it's an hour 4 for them. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That Masa inclines me to not really want a class change, but that Katana tells me that maybe I do.
And let me just emphasize the levels here a little more. Not to harp on it, but just to emphasize. I did a group race. One of the people in my group race was at Temple of Fiends at 105.
Mm-hmm.
I sat, when I found my Agamas, I spent 2 minutes grinding my fighter all the way up to level 50 from level 28, and that took only 4 fights. It was stupid. And then I went in and bum rushed Topher and finished it and won the race because it took everyone else that extra 20 minutes to finish because the levels are what solved the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's from experience, you could theoretically get through this Temple of Fiends without. We don't know what the characters or the monsters may have. Maybe they're very kind. Maybe you can do it at level 28. I just worry from experience.
Yep. Shum picks up his key from the kindly old king who was Astos all along. That is go mode for Shum Bobby.
That is go mode.
He's going to promote.
Good. I would.
Yep, I would too.
Well, then you can double melee, and in case one of the two of them goes down, you have the melee for the other. That is smart.
It feels slightly rude to have to go through this floor to do it, but I still think this is probably the right call. Rube's going to get his Saber Bonk here.
And of course, I'm sure the players are going to prove me wrong about my level concerns altogether. That's just how that works. Oh, we had no problem. Level 21 is fine. Okay, I'll show you.
This Masa +4 and Katana +1 are going to put in quite a bit of work here.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's... I mean, having the Maza and the Katana and a class change, that's going to help a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and we do have to fight Bahamut, so there's some levels right there.
Yep. Sneaky thing upon promotion here as well. Black Mage is going to gain access to fighter armor.
There's the Katana going on the Thief. The Maza is going on the Fighter. Ruse goes up front, and we're going to start rearranging things. Interestingly, keeps the Saber Bonks at the back.
He likes to do that. It gives him an extra second to think. We've had this discussion.
I'm also surprised that... I guess just worried about, the absorb for the Black Mage. But he's got the black shirt he can throw on the Black Mage. Keeps the wood armor on the Ninja, and puts the fire armor on the Black Mage.
Interesting. I guess he's banking on that agility coming in a little bit, yeah.
Which is high. I mean, that's a fair bank to make.
Plus 25 agility on the Ninja gives him a starting base of 105. That's really good. Loot for Rubes, that's go mode. We got a race here, fans.
Rube's class change. He only has one character that can swing a weapon, and with the Maza, it's not the math isn't quite there for him.
I think Rubes just goes.
I kind of agree with that play. Now we are entering Temple of Fiends. It is a short Temple of Fiends. They could be done in 3 or 4 minutes. They could be here for the next hour. We will see.
All right, fast goes off. We got a swing. 10 hits, 853. Down goes Basilbub. That was really pretty quick.
Lich location is still Lich location.
This is true.
Ifrit could prove to be an issue. I've seen some players in this flag set struggle at the carry location.
All right, decent swing there. 5 hits, 336, and a swing by that Katana for about 150. 500 combined damage. A wall comes out from Ifrit. I don't know if that's going to matter.
No. So, the spell lists that we had a Beelzebub. Beelzebub, the highlights of their spell list are Fast, Fire, Slow 2, Nuclear, and Inferno. The Ifrit is going to bring out for us lots of fire, a nuke, a wall. That was actually his default wall. Inferno, Blaze, and Nuclear. So there's 2 nuclears in the pool, and I think that's 1 nuke. We know we have a Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is going to bring out 2 slow 2s, 2 sabers, interesting, and a wall, and a fast. So that's a very buffed Gilgamesh, or whoever's in his place. No skills whatsoever, however. And it was Odin was our last one. Let me go roll to Odin. I rolled past. There we go. Another nuke. 2 Cure 3s, interesting for some mild healing. A slow 2. and a crack. So not a lot of instant death on this one. That's an interesting thing to note here. The elemental armors that we have are actually going to help us out a lot there. But these could be beefier with some nasty nukes and nuclears.
Yep. Nuclear came out first from Gilgamesh there, but everybody survived, and now he's swinging and missing on that ninja already.
Good. That's what we want to see.
Both of our runners, Shumbabi and Rubes, on Gilgamesh at the same time.
Quite spicy.
Mm-hmm. Lock
Well,
comes
and
out.
this just shows the routing that both of them did, because Shum was out early, Rubes came in from behind, but Rubes getting in the air first really helped to equalize that.
Yeah, that closed the gap quite a bit as the white mage is down for Rubes. Oh, black mage down for Rubes. I'm pretty sure we got life though on that red mage. Should we be able to get through?
Shum is taking out Gilgamesh here, going to get Odin next after a quick heal.
Nuclear fighter down to 12 HP.
12 HP in a dream, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Inferno's going to take out the fighter.
Oh no.
Hopefully there's enough nuke.
I'm gonna give him all he's got.
I noticed that Odin got, I think, some of the sabers that Gilgamesh had.
25 HP left for Rubes. Oh. Wow.
That's one for the ages right there, folks.
Yep. Okay, and we got life for the party. Beautiful.
Yep. Have the red mage bring up the white mage, have the white mage bring up everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some heal 3s. Don't use all of them. Don't use all of them. You still have an Odin to get through.
Just most, not all.
Not
Nuke comes
all.
out. Black mage down to 1 HP for Shumbabi, but survives and will get out another buff.
And that's really all. And then the black mage, I think, took the slow too. So this black mage served their job.
They did.
Yep. All they needed.
Yep.
Heal 3 comes out. Maybe lets the black mage cast something else. Odin with wall. Not really that scary.
4 hits, 355. More lock, please, sir. Big nuke.
Well, your nuke is doing real good work. There it goes. Odin seemed to have rolled down, too.
Yep. Level 26 going into this chaos fight. That's a little more comfortable, maybe.
And it will be a chaos. While the fiends are alternate, the end boss is not.
Yes. Little party shuffling.
If you want to do this one, it's all yours.
Got it. So 112, 49, Shumbabi pulling chaos. We're gonna ruse. We're gonna invis 2. We're gonna ruse. We're gonna lock. Invis comes out. Ruse comes out. Good turnover so far. Swing and miss on the ninja. You love to see it already. Lock comes out. Hits chaos. There's the last ruse. We're gonna saber. We're gonna invis 2. More saber. 1 fast left. It goes to the knight with the masa. Fire 3. Fire 3 things. No big deal. Fast comes out. We just got to avoid that slow 2 now. Saber, saber, and invis 2. That is 4 stacks of evasion on our fighters.
For the thief, or ninja, that's going to be enough.
Yep, that's enough for the ninja. More saber, more invis, and we got tempers coming out. We're going to put all the power into the crit machine here. Nuclear from chaos. White mage down to 17 HP. We'll be able to get another buff, though, if we can get turn order through.
Just a note, Rubes is struggling with this Odin over here. Finally gets through it, but that is a disadvantage for them that when they were like right neck and neck with Shum originally.
2 hits from that masa for 274. More lock, please, sir. More lock. Heal 2s now. There we go, lock 2. Swirl comes out. Down goes the healer. Black mage able to survive, gets out the lock 2. That's very helpful. Swing by that katana. Now we're doing some damage. 4 hits, 595. 3 hits, 760. Masa putting in work. We're going to drink strat. More lock and a swing. Fighter over 400 HP. That's where you want to see him. Fast goes out. Free turn, maybe. 3 hits, 246. More drink. More lock. Lock hits. Swing by the fighter. 3 hits, 174, going in the wrong direction. Expert looks like it hit everybody there. Temper comes out on the ninja. We're going to start putting some faith in the crit of this katana. Swing. 3 hits, 276. Not much different, but you know what? We got saber for days. Let's go. No more fast.
Just keep sabering.
Yeah. Quad X, why not? Ineffective. Rubes on Chaos as well. More Rubes for Rubes. Fire 2 comes out. Black Mage still on their feet. Cheeky Bane.
Because you gotta.
Yeah. Swing. 5 hits, 830. Lots of HP on this Chaos. 4 hits, 495. Down goes the Black Mage. Swing, swing. 4 hits, 558. Nuke comes out. Oh boy. 62 HP left. 8 hits, 1,673 damage. Down goes Chaos. Get your GGs out in chat for Shoom Bobby, whom finishes in first place with a racetime.gg time of 1:15:17. GG's partner.
Now, as per our scoring system, that starts first place bucket for the next minute. So up until 1:16:17, anyone else who finishes in that minute will also finish in first place.
Rubes. Swirl comes out from Chaos here. Swing by that Masa. 5 hits, 704. Swing by the Masa again.
Oh,
that was
big hit.
Damage. Big hit. Another swing. 6 hits, 859. Another swing. 7 hits, 1,200 damage. Down goes Chaos for Rubes. Now, you see his time, 1:16:16-ish right there on stream. Little off. It was 1:15:57. Rubes finishes in second place with a racetime.gg time of 1:15:57. Also good for bin number 1.
So technically still a first place then for him.
Yep.
Which gets him the full 10 points.
Yes.
And of note, so far, within the next minute or two after them, have not seen anyone else finish.
Yep, have not yet. Let's see if I can get our runners here for a chat.
Yes, that was a great finish. Good way to start this first round of the Fall League.
Mm-hmm. That was a great start.
That was. I'm going to mark them both as winners, because technically they kind of did.
A winner is you.
I mean, they both got full points, so...
Alright, I see Shoom in the broadcast room. Rube said he will join as well. I'm going to drag Shoom on in. And we are joined by the booth by my partner in crime, GG Shoom Bobby.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. That felt better than any of my practices, and I guess it showed in the time.
Yeah, that was really pretty good. Your routing was clean, aside from that bottle. We'll talk about that later. But you know what? Either way, you did real good. I was happy to see it.
Yeah, that was a thing. I memory hold the bottle, and then I go, oh, well, Canoe's got to be in the floater loop, so let me do all these other things, because I don't really want to go to the inner sea. Mm-hmm. And then I did all the other things, and I went, oh no, there was something I could turn in.
Rubes also joined us in chat, finishing second place, but you know what? Second place tonight is also the first winner. Good enough for bin 1 and first place points. GG's Rubes.
GG, thanks. that was GG Shoom. That was nerve-wracking. I had no idea that I was going to finish that close to anybody.
That was very clutch for both of you guys through that Temple of Fiends. We were debating on your levels. Rubes, you had a little bit of an advantage there, but you guys just made it through by the skin of your teeth a couple times, but it was still, you know what? Winning is winning, through is through. So very impressive.
Yeah, pretty much the practice seeds I've done with this, I've always aimed for about 30 on the melee, so that was my goal. And I came in right about 30, so I was happy with my levels.
Yeah, every one of my practice seeds, I've definitely hunted for trap tiles just for those little extra. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, I could just drop down an ice cave. It's right there. There's the Gershark Big Eye. Like, I can get to level 30. And I was like, but why? Like, I have a katana, I have a masa. Like, why?
Yeah. And then I found out the Gersharks had Stone Touch right before I fought the crack, whoever was cracking. Was it Gilgamesh? Yeah, I was like, oh boy.
So just of note, Sonny Wrath is in the Temple of Fiends right now, battling against Odin. This Odin is tough.
Yeah, they're definitely not a nice alternate fiend this time around. You guys survived it, but he definitely has quite a bit of stuff here that is not very kind.
It's actually Beelzebub and Ifrit that I was I dreaded seeing them, and they were like the first two that we bumped into.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is not what I wanted in the pool for my Fiend Refights.
Oh, unfortunately, he gets a slow 2 on the Thief right there, and the Thief does not have fast. Oh! Never mind, gets through. All that matters.
Nice.
Yes. So, gentlemen, what did you think about this seed? What'd you like? What didn't you like? Thoughts?
It felt awkward being in like almost go mode for half an hour.
That was part of,
I felt really good about all the shards, and I mean, it helps with the XP and stuff, but like, I don't know, I like to loot chests throughout the game, and for the last 30 minutes I just didn't have to, and it just felt like a running simulator.
I was wondering when you were going to stop opening boxes, but, you know, it's okay.
Yeah, I opened a few. I don't know if you want to call it a chaos fight, and then I can talk.
Sure. Let's, Darkman, you want to take Sawney here since he's your...
I will.
All right.
Yep, Cast and Fade, got Ruse coming out, got a Fire 3 coming out. That's probably going to kill the Black Mage, which it does. Another Ruse coming out, going to be protected against the offense from the punching, but not protected from these nukes and nuclears, and we know Chaos has both. Still trying to get the defense up, but that White Mage really needs to probably cast Cure 4 soon. And Chaos, also dodgy, and that's a problem with the Black Mage being down. This is gonna be... Oh, and fast. Thanks, Chaos. This is gonna be a bit of an issue right here. Yeah, especially when you're only getting one hit for, like, double-digit damage and are missing on the other. Need way more sabers to get your accuracy up there. May only have the one saber. We'll have to double check on that. Yeah, just swinging with the fighter. 119 damage is nice, but that's not gonna do anything for you right there when you're not getting the hits in. And gonna have to heal more because Swirl came out to do nasty amounts of damage. Heal 3 comes out, gets you above 300. Chaos counters right back with an Inferno. And a heal 2. Fighter takes a big stomp from Chaos. Back up on his feet, but is below 200 health. Bad Nuke is going to take that out. A Thief still missing, even after those sabers. 96 damage per hit. A big miss there from the Thief once again. More healing, more worry. Extra hits, I believe, right there, leaving the Thief defenseless. Yeah, that was some serious damage there from that Fire 2. Still trying to keep characters up with the heal 2, though. 111 damage from the Fighter. Nothing from the Thief. Thief is just pulling nothing right there. Miss from the Fighter. Two hits, 364. That was what you wanted. Oh, and of course, Chaos has to then nuke because can't let anyone hit you. And a nuclear is gonna... Oh!
Wow. Okay, sure.
Okay, nuke into nuclear. That's fair. Thanks, game. Now, of course, since he wiped at that fight, going to need to go and rebuy heal pots if you don't have them, because any you used in Temple of Fiends are now used up. And Sony has decided levels are the solution. Can't say I blame him there. So, back to the conversation.
Yeah, Rubes, please continue your thoughts.
My thoughts that I had barely started and had completely forgotten. Yeah. Sure. Well, it was awkward. I do agree with Shum there. I hadn't been taking I'd been taking only like melee rainbow the whole time, and then I find this seed. I got at least 3 different fights that I couldn't get out of the first turn, which was ridiculous, even at high levels, which just shocked me. So that was a little bit of an annoyance. It just gets to the point sometimes where, you only have a handful of things left and you feel like you missed something. Luckily, I didn't. I didn't have to go through the rod block or anything. But, Yeah, it was it was a little bit awkward.
I got to go through the rod lock twice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice! Congrats.
Rodlock was that led into Bahamut, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So discovered it well before I needed to, and then wanted to go back.
So let's talk real quick then about party composition. So Shum, you went Fighter Thief, White Mage, Black Mage, and Rubes, you went Fighter Rainbow. Shum, party composition, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts were if I found level 1 magic, I'm re-rolling into a red mage because a fighter should be able to carry here. But pretty much what Rubes just said about his nightmare in the seed with the not being able to run from battles is precisely why I take a thief here. And then I figure in the worst case, it's still an evasion tank at the front, and in the best case, we find a katana, which we did. And at that point, it's worth the extra minute for me to promote and get all the other perks of promotion. Otherwise, I was planning on just, if I had to reroll, I was going to probably wind up doing what he did, but worse.
Rubes, the party you chose, Fighter Rainbow, is that your kind of standby standard? Did you consider a thief here with those blessings?
I did. I mean, I usually prefer to run fighter, thief, red, black. I knew I needed to have exit and or warp, so because you know how deep these dungeons can get. Plus, I mean, granted you can death warp, but that's not always easy to do depending on the dungeon and you know. So I mean, I would have taken the thief if it had something else. Maybe, I don't know. I just felt like I was just more comfortable with this running the rainbow. Plus, I mean, red mage had plus fast, which was nice because I gotta make sure I got fast. And then white mage, you know, I was like, there's a good chance white mage will be the only one to get exit. So. So that's why I did that. I prefer running thieves because I like running more. But it just, I don't know. I just felt like with as low as the encounter rate was, plus the fact that you know, you really need the magic. Go as you know, as much magic as you can. I figured one melee would just be better.
Very interesting to look at too, because both of you guys chose correctly, even with the party compositions, because you finished within a minute of each other. So either way, great decisions around. So Sawney looks like he is happy with his levels and going to head back to Temple of Fiends. Going to take another stab at it. Did you see where he stopped, Dark Moon? I see 500 HP on that ninja.
I didn't see the levels. I just know he was grinding at the ice loop on the Gershart Big Eye pinatas.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, no heal pots at Canaria. That always feels a little bad. But
Gaia's right here.
feels
Yeah.
not too bad.
Why not?
What did you guys think about that, walking into Canaria Castle and seeing Gaia right off the jump there?
I like the ability just to check for the shop item, and the fact that it was there was something I put in my head immediately because I knew that exploration being so key, having the rod would be theoretically much more useful than it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was nice to just have another town to have the resources there.
Oh no, stun touch on Basilbub here on his fighter Vasani Wrath.
Thankfully, it's still Lich location.
Fair.
He doesn't even bother to heal. He's like, nope, just going.
No, you can probably feel a little bit of frustration in Sawney right here, I think. He's going to go in here and he's going to make this this Temple of Fiends hurt this time around, I think. There's one of those Cure 3s you were talking about before from Ifrit.
Yep. Well, they're in the pool. Gotta use them.
Mm-hmm. And Iker here, finding Provoke at Waterfall, gonna get his crystal, gonna get in the air shortly thereafter with the turn in. Floater, actually, you guys, what did you think about that floater being buried so deep into the sea?
Well, I'll go first. At least in my experience, I kind of expect it. I don't know how many seeds I've had where I've gotten the floater post 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, well, all right. I mean, as long as I'm getting shards, getting gear, and hopefully finding the loot and key, which of course I didn't until way later. As long as I'm making progress toward the other goals, then I'll get in the air when I get in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, to me, it didn't feel as late as it probably was. I think that my routing helped me be prepared to do all the turn-ins that were required in the order that they were. I just, memory holding the bottle for the canoe helped me to gather stuff, but then also really set me back in where should I be checking for floater. So it felt really bad to get it when I did, not because it was so late in the seed, but because it didn't feel like it had to be that late in the seed.
Very true. 3 ribbons, though, you found along the way certainly did not hurt.
No, and I did consider, I think that there was a 4th one at one of the turn-ins.
Yeah, there was. It would have been, what were we missing?
I think Corneria locked.
Oh,
Yeah, Canary. It had to have been Canary locked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did Canary locked.
I considered it for about half a second, and I was like, nah, let's just go.
Nah, I figured 1 ribbon wasn't. I only found 1, and 1 was enough. I figured. I mean, I got life casters. I'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's short Topher, so you only have five guys to fight. What could happen? What could possibly happen?
Yeah.
Well, you do a lot of scouting, right, on the front end when you're fighting the Fiend 1s. If you know how the Fiend 2 skill list goes, like you could see that ribbons probably aren't a priority on this particular set. It always makes you feel a little better, but like between Odin and Gilgamesh being in the pool, it really dilutes the ability for those one-hit kills.
Mm-hmm. Sony back on Odin for a second time, sabering up here. Flash comes out from Odin. That's cute.
Oh, look at that. So adorable.
I think Iker, caught up pretty quick in shards right there. I think they're at a 31 or 32 now as well. They just need to find their loot and key. Yeah, they're at 32. These go mode items were buried quite deep for you guys today. It was really something to watch.
Not gonna lie, I got tired of swinging that flame sword.
That's fair.
I found a sun sword somewhere along the way. I was like, yes, a new graphic.
Mm-hmm. We were discussing if that was going to be a sword that can get you through the end game, and it doesn't have quite the crit to do it, but it can work.
Yeah, I had considered it. If I didn't find the tail when I did, I was, air quotes, prepared to go into Topher with the Masa on the ninja and the sun sword on the fighter. But that wouldn't have felt good, and I don't think it would have been. Well, given how many turns I had Saber anyway, it might have been successul.
So there's that nuclear coming out from Chaos again, because Chaos is nothing but a bundle of joy.
Chaos a jerk.
Chaos really a jerk.
Yeah.
So I think he's looking at buffing the fighter at this point more than anyone, who honestly can take a hit from the Chaos and just keep on ticking. So
700 plus HP on that fighter. I think he's going to throw all his resources into that. Just more lock, please. More lock.
What do you need other than lock? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
3 hits, 317, already better than what we had going on the last time against Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Fire 3 comes out, largely chip damage, except for against the Black Mage. Heal 3. Swing for 290, I think it's a little blurry on my end.
Yep. Chaos with fast.
Could actually start getting hits, but another swing for 296. I think we saw the Chaos had north of 3 grand?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Close to 4, I think.
So it didn't roll too high when it's 300% boss's potential, but Still high.
700 damage on that swing. More Invis 2 for the evasion.
4 hits, 112. 3 hits, 219. Expert comes out, I believe, hits again.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna keep tempering, gonna keep fading. Gonna keep trying to get this chaos down. Oh, it looks like we're gonna cast a wall because that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what happened last time. 3 hits for 128. Fighter not really getting the damage, but 7 hits, 757 from the Thief. That's what we want to see. Another couple of hits like that, this chaos should fall over. Gonna do another round of buffing and swinging. 4 hits, 517. Thief doing work. Fade chipping in for 140. 4 hits for 220. Chaos has got to feel on the ropes at this point. Sonny has got to feel a lot better about this fight. Nuke for 340-ish, I think?
344.
Nice. Another nuke, this time from Chaos. Puts everyone except the fighter on their knees. But thankfully, Sonny already had a heal queued up. 5 hits, 689. 3 hits for 19. You're doing something, fighter. Bring the Thief all the way back up. 9 hits, 978. That's gonna do it right there for Sonny. A hard-fought, well-won battle. Interestingly, in between when Sonny came in the first time and the second time, we had a second-place bucket starter with Tarnin at 127.21. They were the only person to get into the second-place bucket. Sonny started off the third bucket with a 136.10, and those are our only 4 finishers so far at this time.
Yep. And we are joined in the booth by our 4th place finisher on stream and 3rd place bucket starter, Sawney Wrath 11. How you doing, bud?
I'm all right.
Sawney, what do you think about that Temple of Fiends, bud?
Nuclear chaos. That's about it.
He's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's randomizer. It's gonna happen. So when I saw it, I was like, well, there goes that. I should probably go get some more levels, come back in, and give it another go, which is exactly what I did. Because if I had had my Black Mage still up after, what was it, the first round that I got nucleared, then I may have had a better chance at finishing it, but there's no real guarantee there because, of course, nuclear being later on down the line and me not having any fast charges, that kind of led into an issue.
Iker right here going into ordeals, looking for their key still. So once they find their key, they've been in shard go mode for a little bit. They should be able to finish this game out, I think.
They had a slow start. I think Ike here was going with the strategy of scouting everything before getting shards. So you could get more key items early, but it did slow them down when it came time to actually start gathering what they needed to get into go. It's a strategy I've seen players take, though, before.
Sonny, I've asked both of Rubes and Shumbabi so far. Party composition. You went Fighter, Thief, and White-Black, correct?
I did.
What was your thought on party composition? Why did you take that party?
I mean, I'm not going to abandon my Thief, and with Red Mage, if you don't get life, then there could be issues on top of that. If Cure 4 rolls unlearnable, that could lead to issues. Because you never know when you're going to get chunked for most of your life, if not all of it. So it was more playing along the lines of, I'd rather be safe than try to just straight up YOLO this on top of that. I haven't been practicing this because I've been practicing for RPG Limit Break.
All right, here we go. Iker about to get their key from the kindly old king, who was Astos the Dark Elf all along. That is go mode for them.
And they'll have another full set. That is interesting to note. Sonny, you didn't get, like, some of the items.
Yeah.
You had a very interesting path around the overworld, and I think we had a question for you. At one point, you had the bottle, but hadn't gone to on-rack area yet. I know traditionally you don't like doing on-rack until you have Canoe. What was your reasoning for going there this time instead of doing the bottle turn-in?
just because I was already closer to on-rack area than backtracking over to Canary Castle where Gaia was.
Fair enough. And then
There's-
everyone, for some reason, decided to go to Ice Cave, that location, instead of like anywhere else, which was interesting.
I'm dying to know why everybody decided to go to Ice Cave. You get in the airship, and some of you didn't. Some of you took the river system over to Ice Cave anyway. What was the thought of going there instead of really anywhere else?
Proximity in my case.
Take a guess. I didn't have a whole lot of options. I had 3 options between ice and. Well, no, I took the airship to ice.
You
Never
took the
mind.
airship, yeah. You were the only one to take the airship to Ice. You guys were all relatively there in the same amount of time. Shum took the river, Sawney took the river, and Roots flew.
I took the river because I had parked my boat in the dock north of Provoca, or east of Provoca. And so I was already walking, and it was kind of like, all right, I'll go to Ordeals and Waterfall, but those are significantly further away.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt Ice would have my progression, and I'd already seen Volcano, so I wasn't going to go there. But yeah, it just felt like it was literally around the corner from my boat, so why not?
It makes sense. I mean, we were debating on the strategy of, single location like Ice Cave versus 2 proximity locations like, Waterfall and Ordeals, but it turned out to be, I think, a good call. What was in Ice Cave anyway? That was something that was necessary, I think, right?
Ice Cave was Melmond, so it wasn't
yeah.
strictly necessary. The slab turned into the power gauntlet, I think.
Yeah, it turned into the power bomb.
Yeah. But at least it led you to Lefane Superstore, so there's something to be said for that.
Anybody checking Lefane is going to be looking at the spell shops regardless of whether they've translated stuff. Now, if the devs want to make it so that you can't talk to the shopkeeps until you've translated, that's a different story.
I mean, our devs, they do some pretty amazing work here, and it feels like the randomizer changes almost weekly. So that I wouldn't put it past them. I'm waiting for. We were playing, what were the incarnations of Spoiler Week flag, or not Spoiler Week, Feedback Week flags last night, and there was some Lich's Revenge going on. I kept wondering, when are you going to be able to have to kill the shopkeepers to be able to talk to them and get your items when you walk into a zombie-filled town. So, some ideas for them out there if they're listening.
Kill the shopkeepers to heal them and turn them back to normal.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool.
The crowd is yelling at you not to do that. Don't give the devs ideas.
Hey, I'm all for this idea.
I'm just here for the chaos.
We're almost there.
Yeah, Iker on Gilgamesh, who is the second to last fiend here.
Slow fight right now, but there's still the possibility that they could get through within one of the top buckets. Our buckets are going to go all the way down into a 16-minute bucket soon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still plenty of points. It's still nice to find. But Iker's in line to at least hit one of the good buckets.
What was the time frame for bucket 3? Is that 6 minutes or 4 minutes?
Bucket 3 is 4 minutes. So
Okay.
Sawney's 136.10 set up max cap of 140.10. So Iker would, at the very least, can get into 4th, not the 3rd bucket.
Okay.
Poor JLo. We feel bad for you over in chat.
Mhm.
JLo was the one who had the power outage, so unfortunately they only get 0 point.
Yeah. GG's to JLo, though. I know they've had some personal things I heard this week. So you showed up, you tried,
Yep.
power outage. These things happen. They're outside of your control. The effort was there, and we commend you for that. Absolutely.
Nuclear Odin doing Nuclear Odin things. Also, casting Saber just to taunt you.
Yep. Why not?
If I hit you, it's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
White Mage is in dangerous territory if another nuclear rolls around, though.
Yeah.
And I think from our count, there's 3 nukes and 4 nuclears in the pool, so it's almost vanilla, honestly, with the way these fiends rolled.
Yeah, we're throwing a lot of black shirts out here. 5
Some
hits,
good damage.
778. Good swing by that Masa.
There
you
we go.
We're
There
through.
we go. Oh, but I think his fighter's level 30 and the rest are in the like mid to high 20s. That's dangerous right here. We know how bad this Toph is. That is the if Chaos casts nuclear, you're wiped.
Mm-hmm.
And not reviving?
Wow. Okay, we're just going.
Whoa.
I don't know if they picked up life. I didn't see level 3 and 4 magic on that black mage, so I don't know if they have
I've
any.
only seen level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only seeing level 1 and 2 on the white mage.
Yeah, I
This can
can
get-
confirm Ikir does not have life.
This can get a little spicy here. Okay.
Oh, there goes the white mage. Okay, well.
Alright, fast. I'm pretty sure he's got a ruse stick. Yeah, we got a ruse stick as well. We got a saber bonk. We got the fast off.
Nuclear
Oh.
thankfully rolls low.
Yeah, okay.
With that fast on the chaos, I might ruse a third time.
Oh, but we're gonna be missing lock here. Swirl.
Oh.
That's a big hit.
Yeah, lock is gone. I mean, he's getting
85.
decent hits. Oh, that was a defenseless.
Wow, I mean, I feel like X for hits no matter what in these flags. Jeez.
Yeah, it seems like it was really nasty.
25% of the time, it hits every time.
That's right. Oh,
Oh.
there's the nuke. Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
darn it.
He's going right back in. I feel like, especially if you think you're going to have to run like 3 or 2-man strats at any point in this fight, you need your fighter to be beefier than this.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, like 745 HP usually feels pretty safe, but we just saw that get obliterated from this chaos, which has just. I don't even think they saw the nuclears coming out, just the one.
No.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. The scaling is so high that I think you have to really, if you're not going to run a full party, you got to really get up there in the levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100 to 300% is no joke here with these fiends. That's for sure.
And I know whenever everyone like joked, "Oh, the alternate fiends, look at their spell list. These guys are going to be easy to fight." And then they weren't taking into account the shuffled magic among them, and some of the spells they add into the pool could be quite interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole, like you were saying before, a whole litany of just crap out there that can be very scary for these light warriors.
Really does change the meta of these fights when the skills and spells are shuffled and you have the alt fiends in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna stick. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say we're gonna stick with
saying the
Riker
same
through
exact
this
thing.
dive.
You go ahead. Yeah.
There we go. Both of us being professional here. We're gonna stick with Ikir through this dive. Win or lose for Ikir, and then depending upon what happens, we're gonna wrap up with final thoughts, and then send up. If Ikir doesn't make it through on this one, we'll send him off to send everyone off to his channel to watch the wrap up for his dive here. But we are running towards the end. It's getting late for our restreamers, so we want to be able to wrap this up. But Gilgamesh is doing Gilgamesh things right now.
Yeah, this is not kind. And there's a nuclear again. Oh boy.
These are very skill and spell happy fiends, which you don't want to see with the spell list I rattled off.
Nope. And we don't have much heal magic on this white mage. Actually, any it looks like. Oh boy. We do have lock too, though, when we need it.
Not getting the damage you need though when your fighter's only at only at 27 HP.
Yeah. Oh, precious ice 3s in the same slot as fast.
Well, yep, that's a reset. Okay, so I think we're gonna head into final thoughts then, and then we'll bounce over to Ike here. So let's go to our winner, Shoom. Final thoughts.
Shoom had to bounce. He said thank
Oh.
you and
Okay.
GG's to
Well, I didn't
everybody. He has to get up early for work. So let's toss it over to Rubes, our second place finisher, but first place bin. What do you think? Final thoughts.
Yeah, GG to all the runners, Shoom, Sonny, Aker, and anybody else who's running tonight. This was it's an awkward seed, and that was a pretty tough topher. But it was a lot of fun. I hope we put on a good show for the audience, and anybody interested, come join us. FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. We're always looking for new people.
Sonny, third place on stream. Final thoughts.
Yeah, GG's to everybody tonight. Hopefully Aker is able to get through this. I know that not going to places, especially an entrance and floor shuffle, it feels bad, and you turn around and think about it for a while. But overall, like, this seed was really, really kind, and definitely a lot of fun. Looking forward to the rest of the league.
Excellent. For my own final thoughts, I really enjoy League. I think it's one of the best events we have. So I think this flag set here shows some of the variety and the things that can happen. And it's only going to get more chaotic from this point forward. But we've got 3 more matches this week for League, and then the chaos really begins. Luffy, let's take it away then.
So, wrapping things up here, GG's to all of our runners on stream, Shoom Bobby, Rubes, Sonny Rath, and Iker fighting the good fight here against Gilgamesh again. Shout out to our 2 trackers, Moonrisen and Cyrinus, doing the punching the buttons and keeping us straight in chat. Shout out to Hate the 13th as well for the restream, and RPG Limit Break for hosting us. We're going to send over a raid to Iker right here, watch them finish out this stream. And like Darkmoon said, 3 more matches this week coming up for League. One tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We also have another one on Friday night or Thursday night?
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I believe.
Yep, Tuesday, 10 p.m. I'm looking at it right here. Maybe I can pull up the schedule. Hello. Thursday 8 p.m.
10?
Yep, and Saturday, 10 p.m.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
So yeah, that's it. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. This has been a presentation of Week 1 of Fall League 2022 Final Fantasy Randomizer for my good friend Darkmoon and the rest of us here in the booth. My name is Luffy, and ciao and chillax everybody. Final Fantasy Randomizer fam, we gone.